How's it going, everybody? It is your boy Luna the Programmer, and wow, we are of course back with yet another installment of our Dokkan battle videos here on the channel, and I'm lacking my usual excitement because we have, or rather, while we have the STR JANEMBA EZA. Looks like he has some problems. So let's just go over the unit real quick. So here he is, released 28 minutes ago. So I'm a little bit late on this already. We have the Homie Guresh's translations up already. He was actually fairly quick on it this time. I think he had it within 15 minutes. So that's good. So let's see what we got going on here. So the strength variant here, he gets his old leader skill was, of course, 3 key and 120% to all types, as well as giving 1 key and 50% to super type. I don't know why I said all types there. Extreme strength types and super strength types there, right? So, you know, decent leader skill, but of course that comes with the usual upgrade, 3 key and 130 to extreme strength, and 90% now, and those other 3 key to super strength now. Let me see if I can zoom in real quick? Hold on. Because the thing here is, or rather, we'll just go on the Dokkan wiki. That might be better. So, it was a little small that I had there. So, the wiki already has it up. So, his super attack effect is immense damage and massively lowers enemy defense, which before was greatly. So, again, still useless because, why do I say that? Because this lowers the enemy's defense by 80%, but unfortunately, the fact of the matter is that most of the bosses in Dokkan these days don't even have, or don't rather, rely on the actual defensive stat that they possess, so lowering it by a percentage does not matter. Most of the bosses rely on damage reduction instead. So obviously the harder that you hit, the greater the effect the damage reduction will be in most cases. So by lowering defense, instead of lowering defense, this only affects the actual defensive stat, which again doesn't have that big of an impact as say greatly lowering an attack would be, right? Because obviously they function on actual attack stats there. So let's say you massively lower that by 80%, that would be much more noticeable than something like this. So let's say this is pretty much useless here. So he gives himself 100% attack and defense this time. I suppose he only gave himself 80% attack. So at flat dupe, he was sitting at like 20 or 30k defense when he came out, at least, right? Obviously, since the link level update, since he's gotten some categories and support, obviously he won't be sitting at 20k anymore, even at flat dupe. But now he'll actually have defense in his passive, so he, of course, gets 100% defense. He guards all attacks. He has a medium chance of evading the enemy's super attack still, I believe. Yeah, he has a medium chance to evade the enemy's attack. But the interesting thing here is he has an additional chance of evading the enemy's attack that increases by 10% with each attack evaded in the same turn. So what I'm thinking is, you see the medium chance is 30%. So let's say he evades. Now he has 40% chance to dodge for the rest of that turn. Then he evades again. Now he has a 50% chance to dodge for the rest of that turn. So I'm thinking, depending on how you use him, this could actually be pretty significant for Super Battle Road here, right? So I think that let me sip my water. I think that he could be interesting, but the reason why I'm disappointed is that I might have to use him and test him out to really see for myself, but he seems rather underwhelming. In comparison at least to the intelligence Janemba, and as you see in the thumbnail and the title, I'm trying to compare which one of these guys did it better. They have the same exact link set, so there's nothing to worry about there. Their super attack effect really has no effect because, again, the lowering defense is useless, right? Leader, you're probably not going to use these guys for leads anyway, unless you're using them in a battlefield, in which case you can give that point to JANEMBA, because Extreme Strength is quite a good team, and having a 130 lead to it, and even a 90% to Super Strength type is not bad at all. Whereas JANEMBA does lead INT, and INT overall, like Super and Extreme, is pretty powerful, but he only has the 1, so maybe I'd give that point to the Strength JANEMBA. So, this JANEMBA is one of the first anniversary units. It of course came out on February 4th of 2016 to celebrate 1 year of the game releasing, and he got his EZA 2 years later on December 6th. So that's again, that's another 4 years since his release, and coming up on 5 years actually since his release. Coming up on 5 years since his release, and a little over 2 years since his EZA. So previously he gave himself 5,000. This is in a meta where something like 5,000 to attack and defense was super good. He was actually insane with the guard as well. So they gave him that still, and he gave him the medium chance again, 25% chance to dodge here. So if you take a look here, this guy has a 30% chance to evade, whereas this JANEMBA has a 25% chance to evade. So if we want to give another point, you can argue that this guy will be dodging more consistently, not only because of the higher chance, he'll also have this going on for him, right? So he gets an additional 40% attack for 4 turns when his guard is activated. So now, if you take a look down here, his additional 40% is calculated separately, meaning that it actually results in 138% boost in total to his attack for the 4 turns, right? So that's obviously a bit higher than well, actually a fairly significant, that's almost 40% higher than the 100% that you granted here. Take a look at their stats. This guy is just over 19,000 attack, and this guy is actually a little bit under 19,000 attack when fully rainbowed. You take them at flat dupe, again, this guy is quite a bit higher, 15,600, whereas JANEMBA is at 14,400 at flat dupe here. So I think to say that maybe at rainbow this guy would be better than the strength with maybe a 2 dupes, maybe 1 or 2 dupes, but I think after that, at least defensively, this guy is going to be a little bit better. But as far as offense goes, I would think that this guy seems to be better. Like I said, I'm going to have to wait until I test them, really. And I don't even think I've leveled up Strength JANEMBA or even in JANEMBA's links, like, pretty much at all, because I just don't use them that often. Even though I really should, because they don't have any teams, right? They have 3 categories, right? This category just came out. I didn't even summon on this banner. Transformation boost, I don't even have Cooler Sad Days. Movie bosses, I don't have a movie bosses lead, and I probably wouldn't run it anyway, even if I had Turles, right? So, or Broly. So yeah. The reason why I said that I was underwhelmed is because of the fact that this guy, he's good, but he's not like broken, right? Like when this guy came out, he was like, oh my god, he's absolutely nuts, right? Obviously he's not like broken now, but he still aged quite well. And when this guy came out, I was wondering what they were going to do. I was hoping that it would be pretty much a copy paste, just up the percentages, but it doesn't quite seem to be that way. Not saying that this guy is bad or necessarily even worse overall than the intelligence one, his former counterpart, but I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that, or really what to think about that. I said I'll just await testing and really see what is going on with this guy, but he seems to be a little underwhelming. They didn't do as much to him as I had hoped that he would. I was hoping for like 130% guard, high chance to dodge, crazy things like that. If they had that and then had this, I would say, yeah, he's probably one of their better EZAs in the game, right? but they didn't do that. They seemed to play it a bit safe. I guess they learned their lesson, unfortunately, from this guy, because when this guy came out, he was pretty dominant, and he has good links still to this day. Big Bad Balls's Shocking Speed, Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle. Metamorphosis is a bit of a finicky link, but you can still get this with someone like Cooler, right? And obviously Cooler will share a couple of links with him as well, as long with Riding Key. So this guy, actually, now that this guy is strength, this guy and Cooler on Super Battle Road could be quite the display there, quite the display. But I'm just saying he still seems a little underwhelming in the fact that I just thought they would do more. You know, he's not bad by any means, but I really thought they would do more. Uh, So I'm still fairly excited for his EZA because again that is a free 30 stones, and again reason to use this Janemba. I don't know why I always preferred using this Janemba over the intelligence one. I really don't know why. I think I just like the art more, and I like the super attack animation more. I think that's what it is. Even though obviously this guy pre EZA and I had this guy post EZA, obviously there's no competition between those two. But yeah, I'm still excited for it. But anyways, I'm rambling. That is going to do it for this little Dokkan battle analysis here. Strength Janemba EZA is finally on the horizon. So if you like this video or you learned something new, please be sure to leave a like on the video. Be sure to dislike it if you actually didn't learn anything, or even if you didn't enjoy the video. My name is Luna, also known as Luna the Programmer. And I am going to see you guys next time.